First question, Hans, for you. Why have you got your lawyer with you?
Well, considering the recent case and settlement, some legal questions my lawyer might be able to better answer. And to be honest,
the reason that the lawyer is there is because Hans or Hans's lawyer thought that it would devolve into a shouting match, because Hans is really, he's not a person of the absolute highest character, and Piers Morgan is much worse than Hans. Without the lawyer there, this interview would be a complete, actually it might be awesome.
things happen to you in life. You have to learn from them, and you have to, move forward. You can't live in the past.
Okay, but just to be clear, you didn't cheat. I didn't make the allegations. I'm just repeating what was put to you at the time.
Like if you combine everything that various titled players, GMs have said before the Magnus thing ever happened, the conclusion I've come to is that Nepo was basically going on and on and on about how Hans is a cheater, Hans the cheater, Hans the cheater. I don't know why. I'm combining the comments of Magnus, of Nepo himself, of Fabi, I think Levon and MVL, along with Eric Hansen and Hikaru. So I'm combining 7 different people's comments. And what I've heard is that Nepo was complaining. And that's it. That's it. I don't understand why they're going at this in a way that's so immature. If Nepo thought Hans cheated, then why didn't all of them just go, hey, it wasn't me. Nepo said Hans cheated. I believed it. I didn't believe it. Whatever. But nobody has expressed that they had a reason to believe that Hans was cheating. Everybody has expressed, don't blame me, Nepo said he was cheating.
You then admitted you had cheated, I think, twice, you said, in online games on chess.com when you were 12 and 16, but denied ever doing so in an in-person game. Is that an accurate assessment of what went down?
That's correct.
Hans is going to say, I cheated in meaningless games. Now, what he means by that is to Piers Morgan, and to your mom and your dad and everyone else you know, they don't care. They don't care about those games. But to Hans, they were very important, because Hans would have had 45 people subscribing to his YouTube channel if his rating was 1,700. And if his rating was only 1,700, because 50% of the people that he played against were cheating, it creates an interesting situation. Chess community, which I'm not a part of, which makes me so far immune to criticism, the chess community has done nothing to demand better.
Like
How did you cheat?
Well, you use a chess engine to give you the moves.
What, a computer or something?
It was like an iPad.
So someone was giving you moves from an iPad?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I could be wrong, but I'm going to try to translate for Hans right now. I think that he said somewhat, not someone. And I think that he is responding to Piers Morgan in a way that addresses how he thinks that Piers doesn't understand what a chess engine is, which he's probably right about. Saying that a chess engine is a computer that's not accurate. In fact, chess engines now are not even stored locally. It's all cloud. It's all cloud sourced. So you're using a million different people's engines located on supercomputers next to the Large Hadron Collider. Like, that's what you're using nowadays. Like, your computer would explode if it tried to run the kind of chess engines that people are using at a professional level now. So I think that what Hans really meant is that he was looking down at an iPad and he was putting the moves in to Stockfish on a game analysis, and then he was mimicking the moves. I think that's what he was trying to say.
No, I just simply wanted to get a higher rating on the website, but I want to make a differentiation, Piers. When you talk about online chess and in-person chess, this is a very, very different thing.
Here's the problem I have with it,
difference
Hans.
in the severity.
I don't like people that cheat in any form of competition or sport, because to me, it just kills the integrity and purity of it. And I guess you would agree with it.
Consulting his Wikipedia page, he was a fan of Donald Trump. He predicted Trump's election and described himself as a close friend. You know, it's really interesting that Piers Morgan would specifically make the comparison.
I mean, if I play with my village friends at golf, there's a kind of integrity to the way we play, even though there's no money on the line. If one of them cheated at golf and I caught them, then I might give them a pass, although it would just be unthinkable they would do that. But if they did it again, I'd never play with them again.
We're going to play these last 6 holes. Whoever wins is the real club champion. This is the President of the United States saying this. And Ted goes, well, thanks anyway, but I'm playing with my son. He can play. So they played a 6-hole tournament. They get to the 15th hole, par 3. Kid hits it on. Ted hits it on. Trump hits it in the water. They see the ripples. Middle of the pond, see the ripples. Trump always hits first, jumps in his super turbo Mario Kart, zips ahead, and you're always, like when I play with him, you hit, and if you're the last guy, you got to catch up because he's 200 yards up there. He's kicking it. He kicks the ball so much they call him Pele. And like, they saw the ball go in the pond, but by the time they get there, it's in the middle of the fairway. They're like, Donald, what are we doing? This is a $50 bet. And Donald goes, must have been the tide.
So it's interesting that Piers Morgan would make it sound like he detests cheaters. He can't stand them. You know, and maybe he would give a friend a pass just one time if they were cheating in a game, but it would be unthinkable. And he was a golf buddy of literally the most famous golf cheater of all time. I wouldn't say that I'm anti-Hans, but he doesn't make it easy to like him. His videos the videos he's been putting out are, in my opinion, unwatchable. The one and only time that I watched Hikaru's stream on Twitch was right around the time of the Magnus Nepo World Chess Championship. And chat asked a question of who the next super GMs from the United States would be. And Hikaru went one by one through everybody. And he finally said Hans and Jeffrey Zhang. And then after that, he thought a little bit and he cut Jeffrey Zhang out of that conversation and he said just Hans. And then we're supposed to believe that within a year, he actually had believed that whole time that Hans was secretly a 2400 strength player. This is all tabloid trash. It's all content trash. And I just hope that people avoid it. So this is Mustachiola. If you appreciate the DIY style that I've got going, if you appreciate my swag, subscribing or liking this video helps a lot. I will continue putting out content that I think is just going to get better and better. I'm doing everything myself right now. Tip of the hat, drop of the mic.